Our task is not to seek for love, for love, for love. Our task is not to seek for love, but to find and free.
Welcome,
Good
welcome, welcome.
evening, everybody.
Good
Welcome.
evening, everybody.
Evening all, or as Clara is saying, evening all.
No, she's saying evening all.
She's saying evening all.
Evening all.
Evening all.
So, shout a few highs to us. Highs.
Highs. How's it
Into
going?
us.
To us. Over to us. To
Into
let
the
us know
comments.
you
Let
are
us know.
in the cosmic vibes with us this evening.
Why is my hair like a stray
Don't worry
hair?
about your hair,
Look
my
at that
darling
one.
It
I
looks
love to talk about my hair on screen.
You
Why do I
you
do that?
Love it. You love it.
So, welcome who?
Natasha.
Natasha was
Natasha
first.
Allen's
She
first
was
in the house.
first in the house.
Welcome. Ali is here. Wonderful. Emily.
Emily could join us again.
Gorgeous
She
people.
used to be our top fan.
Yeah.
Emily used
So
to
did
be.
Ali and Em.
How does that make you feel, Emily? You used to be our top fan. What happened?
Don't be so mean. Don't be so mean.
Clara's watching.
Clara is watching. Evening all.
Evening all. Yuri Patel, very nice.
Hi, feeling very grateful.
Oh,
How delightful.
first time. I think it's first time with us. Yuri, is it?
Good to have you.
Jyoti Jo, our special guest
Jyoti
for
Jo.
tonight, is with us.
Yeah.
Yes,
Good to have you.
we'll be bringing Jyoti Jo on later on, and most of you know her. The few human beings on this earth that don't. Welcome back from the far reaches of space. Welcome back to Earth. You shall soon know about Jyoti Jo. Where have you been all this time? Everyone knows Jyoti. But we shall...
Anyone who's anyone.
Everyone who's anyone, and even no one, like me. Even I know about Jyoti. So we're very excited to have Jyoti on. We shall have her on in a minute. Give some time for people to join in. All of you latecomers, you beautiful divine latecomers.
Is that the PC way of saying it?
Well, you can't swear. I mean, I could, but I don't think we'd have any audience left.
No. Let's leave the swearing for behind closed doors.
Behind closed doors.
Oh, welcome, May.
That's a brilliant name.
Amazing
May.
name.
Carissa?
Carissa.
Borov. What a name. May Carissa Borov. Very nice, strong name. Like it. May is soft. Like May.
Yeah.
And then
beautiful.
Carissa is like a middle strength. And then Borov gets really
Powerful
like...
name.
Powerful.
Beautiful name.
Yeah. Brilliant.
Awesome. Welcome.
Anyone else who'd like to say hi, especially the new guys? Be brave, say hello, connect with this community, this circle today. We will be chanting later on. We'll be doing the TAARE mantra. I shall explain to you later on. Yes, that's right.
we're wearing our green. We didn't realise that we were aligning with green TAARE, but we are all wearing all two of us.
Look what I can do with my neck when I'm wearing green.
Wearing our greens.
Like
well,
a
mine's
camel.
sort of aqua.
Yeah, yours is amazing in real life. I don't know about how it looks to you guys on screen, but this color looks incredible in with my eye cameras.
Beautiful eye cameras there.
So, let us know what's been happening with you in the week. What's going on with you? What has happened? How has your week been? What have been the ups? What have been the downs? So, type away furiously on your phones and let us know, let the circle know.
What have the ripples been from last Monday with our first week of our green TAARE mantra? We'd love to hear your experiences.
Yes, and we actually have a very special lady join us right now.
We do.
And you can see her laughing face in the little circle photo there. That's Padma Devi. She is a friend of mine, acquaintance of Leela's. And we actually hope to have her on.
Yeah, we do.
We hope to have her on if she will have us. So we shall be firing off a PM to you, Padma, later on, connecting with you and seeing which Monday you can inspire us. Come over and come online and inspire us. So people, watch out for that. She is a heavy hitter, is our Padma. She's a big one. So watch out for when that happens. We'll let you know well in advance. Should we get?
I enjoyed the heavy hitter. That is not how I would describe Padma.
Yeah, she's a heavy hitter.
She's this big, beautiful, gorgeous, mama, powerful woman.
Yeah, so that's a heavy hitter, isn't it? She's a new age.
The way we describe things is extremely different. You might have realised by now if you've been on these lives or you know us at all. That's why we compliment each other.
Like I'm the soft one. I like rose petals, soft things. She's the hard one. She likes breaks bricks with her forehead, chews bullets for breakfast, that kind of thing. So we're very, very different.
Okay, let's get going.
Let's get it going. Let's invite.
We're going to invite Jyoti Jo on right now.
Jyoti, you're not coming on
Jyoti,
in our list. So if you could, we've enabled guest requests. So if you could request us to be your guest from your side.
Request to be our guest.
Yeah. So, because in this list, only Natasha's coming up and Ali is coming up as being
basically
able to
either
add.
You need to make yourself available or
send us a request.
Send us a request
to make you available, and you won't be able to have your phone like this. You need to have your phone this way. That's when Facebook will register that you can be invited on. So please make sure you're doing that. Whilst you're doing that, what's Clara saying?
Clara's saying, been an awesome full lunar time since moving to Langport, from ecstatic dance Friday night to sacred marriage ceremony in teepees all weekend in Dartmoor, off grid and on form in so much love. Your meditation CD has been a key part of my steadying chi process. Thank you both.
Wonderful.
What an amazing time you've been having.
Wonderful.
Chi blessings for your new abode.
Chi blessings.
Chi blessings.
Try Jyoti again. Yes, Jyoti is coming. Jyoti, you're coming. Yeah, now
there we
can
go.
add
I think
you.
we can add you now.
Okay, coming online in a minute. The beautiful satellites that orbit our Earth, the wonderful Facebook that is there we go.
There we go.
There we go.
So Jyoti, we have some feedback.
Yes.
Have you got earphones on?
Yeah, let me just go and plug my earphones in. 2 seconds.
Okay. Beautiful satellites that orbit our Earth, the wonderful Facebook that is there we go. Oh, that's like the bag. That was like hearing us.
We can hear ourselves on the lag.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, that's better. Can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Excellent. Jyoti, you're a bit quiet. Is there any way you could turn up the volume of your microphone in any way? Or the phone volume?
That's the phone volume up. The phone volume up.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
That's happening.
Yeah, you'll have to kind of hold it close because then we have volume from you. So,
welcome, beautiful one. Look at you, looking so gorgeous and glowy.
yeah, you're always looking.
Yeah, it's not so loud actually. Is it plugged in properly?
Is that better?
A little bit better.
Okay, is that better?
It's still quite distant.
Really?
Is it properly like
closer to my mouth?
Jack
Let me
plugged
just
in
open
props?
Usually they're quite sensitive, aren't they?
Okay, is that better?
You might have to, put up the volume of your phone really like...
It's up as high as it can go, actually.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
Maybe there's a button on here too.
Oh, well, maybe a combination of speaking really loudly.
I can speak loudly.
Yeah, and holding
That's
really
still
close
quite
should work.
quiet. That's still
very
quite
quiet, yeah.
How can we...
Is there a volume control on your thingy itself?
Yeah, I think she just turned that up.
That's as high as it can go as well.
Oh, well, that's strange.
I wonder what's happening.
Okay.
That's not gonna. It's gonna be too quiet.
Well, we'll work with it. Everyone can really listen very closely. Like, cup their ears and just listen very closely. We'll work with it. So, Jyoti.
Yes.
So we need to
Lovely
speak
to
more
see
quietly
you.
so that it can be more balanced. Jyoti, can you hear us?
It's lovely. I can hear you completely.
All right. So let's chat a little bit and see how we can draw out the inspirational, how we can all get inspired from you. So tell us what's going on in special yoga. What's happening at the moment? What's new? What's exciting?
Oh, there's lots of exciting things happening at Special Yoga actually, because we're in discussion, quite far into discussion with the NHS to do quite a big pilot program for autistic children in schools, which is really amazing.
Wow.
And be the first time that education and healthcare have come together.
Amazing.
So that's very exciting. And we're putting together some online training as well. So, and we've got a rather extraordinary foundation that are interested in supporting it. So, yeah, so it's quite exciting, and we're setting the charity back up again. So there's lots of things happening, and it feels like we're stepping into into the next stage of our life with it,
Beautiful. Beautiful.
And special yoga, what's the history there? How did Jyoti become or found? How did you become the founder of special yoga? There's a story there. Tell us.
Well, I don't really know how any of it happened, to be honest. It's been a completely guided process by the divine all the way through. And, I think that for me, finding that path became the path of the Dharma that I live in this lifetime to be of service to children with special and additional needs. And it feels quite like a very powerful call for me to do that. And I didn't have a plan. It wasn't, I had no conscious plan around this. It came to me.
So what was the process there? Why do you think becoming an architect didn't come to you, or why this particular thing? What's your view on that?
Yep. I don't know. I stepped into my first yoga class in 1974.
Wow.
And, for me it was one of those extraordinary aha moments where, I realized that the yoga had the capacity to heal at a very deep level. And as a child growing up, with quite a lot of challenges in my family, I'd always had a kind of ongoing dialogue with God anyway, or with the divine anyway. And when I found that yoga class, I thought, wow, this is a pathway. This is the pathway that God has given me for my healing. And then, of course, I realized going forwards from there that if it can heal me, it can heal others. So when I first went into schools, I didn't know what I was doing, to be honest. I just knew what had helped me. And I saw all these kids, chewing the ends of pencils, fiddling, just not here, not present and not here, and really not wanting to be in their bodies. And I know that feeling. I knew that feeling. That was my experience of not really wanting to be here. And yoga gave me a pathway to be here with more comfort and more ease. And so I just kind of played around with it, really. And then a number of extraordinary teachers crossed my path who helped me significantly on that journey. And then special yoga, was opened initially as a yoga center in London, where we served a lot of kids every week. And, we were also running training programs. And then because people would fly in from all over the world, then the invitations came to take the work outside of the UK. And it just kind of grew from there, really. It was very organic.
And is that where your work began? Working with yoga, was it with children, or were you working with adults and all different kinds of people before that?
Well, I think it came together. When I first started teaching adults yoga, people with disabilities showed up. A head teacher showed up to take me into her school, and the path. I did teach adults for a while, and I still teach adults, but in the context of training them to be of service to the kids, and also just to. I think so much of it's also about being of service to ourselves so that we can be a cleaner and clearer channel, actually. So if I teach I don't teach adults yoga in the same way that most yoga teachers do. But when we're running trainings or I'm running retreats or we're running support programs for our ever extending family, if you like, of practitioners who deliver the work, I think so much of it's about our presence. And that I think the amazing thing is that science today is now backing, is now kind of quantifying, everything that we've done for years. And so all of a sudden it's not something weird anymore. It's actually something that's got science behind it, that, whether it's chanting and sound healing, whether it's, the breathing practices, everything's kind of validated. In a way that it hadn't been. So, I think when I started, people used to look at me like I was a bit of an alien, really, and now it's, now it's an accepted thing. I mean, yoga's part of the world. I mean, it's about to be part of the NHS, So as medicine, as spoken by Prince Charles. So, it's fairly significant. I think it's a fairly significant time in the world of yoga in the UK at the moment. And I was with some doctors yesterday, actually, and they were saying, they're American doctors, and they were saying that they're also using yoga and social prescribing in the States. So it's obviously something that's being taken quite seriously, and I think that's amazing because it is medicine. It really is medicine, and so it's finding its place and its time.
Okay, so what I wanted to ask was, how do you, what's the feeling you get when you work with the kids?
That's an interesting question. I don't think anybody's asked me that one before. I don't really know. I mean, I don't even think I'm really there when I'm with the children. I mean, I am, but there's a force that works through me that just is there, and it's quite a joyful experience. However difficult or challenging the child's behaviour may, or symptoms or whatever may present as, it's always a very joyful experience. And I absolutely love being with these kids. I mean, I just love them. And I think that they're here to teach us unconditional love. They're here to teach us patience. They're here to teach us humility. They're here as something really valuable and really important. So it's such a privilege to sit with them, actually. It's such a deep privilege. I think so many people discard them because they're not normal, or whatever normal is anyway. I don't even know what that is, because I certainly don't think I'm normal. But and I think we've all got special needs anyway, to be honest. So actually we're no different to them. We have the same, we all have the same needs in life. To be loved, to be respected, to be held, to be cared for, to be heard, to be listened to. Everybody has the same needs, and these children are no different. And, I think because they don't necessarily show up as, in the same way, and sometimes their behaviors are socially not, perhaps not desirable in the society that we exist in. They're just telling you something, and their behavior is just a form of communication anyway. And I think our job is really to listen. And if we can listen to them and hear them and be there with them and hold them in the same loving space that you would hold your anybody, and hopefully you're holding yourself as well, then you're just one with them. I don't know how else to put language to it, really. You're just there.
Beautiful. You've been travelling all over the world, haven't you, the last few years, sharing teacher trainings, and is that primarily what you've been doing, spreading the
Yeah, spreading the work. So sometimes I work with parents, just with their own individual children. Sometimes I run larger training programs for healthcare professionals or teachers, or usually it's one or other generally. And these children are everywhere. They're absolutely everywhere, and they all need help, And some of the places that I'm really privileged to go, they have nothing. They have no provision, and most of them are locked in a room all day long because the parents have to go to work, and no one knows how to take care of them, or and there's no wheelchairs, and there's no facilities for them, and there's no schools for them, and I mean, I'm not saying that's everywhere I go, you know, and then in some places a lot of these children have been abandoned or in orphanages because, you know, they're too difficult to raise for a poor family, you know.
So then you're helping others to teach them how they can then work with these children.
Yeah, and I'm not, you know, I'm not here to teach people to be yoga teachers. I'm here just to share skills that anybody can access that will really be of service for them.
Beautiful, beautiful. Yeah.
What's been one of your most challenging cases, as it were, that comes to your mind, that really that grew you as it grew the child, or you know, it was like you felt like you learned? What's one of the most challenging that comes to your mind along those lines?
I don't know. I think I've always kind of felt that the most challenging ones are your biggest teachers, because, you know, if you come into seeing these kids and you have lots of expectations, or you have lots of, however heartfelt it may be, you know, desire, I'm going to get you on a mat and I can, you know, if you could only do yoga, you know, you'd kind of balance your nervous system, you know, all that stuff. You know, it's not invitational for the child, and then they'll kick off, you know, and actually when we sit back and you can just hold them in a different kind of space, a loving space and a caring space, then actually it becomes much more invitational for them to want to come on the mat with you. And then all of a sudden they participate, you know, and then, you know, the aggression stops, because generally, you know, when you've got kids who are, you know, hitting out and biting and spitting, actually I have to say spitting is my least favorite, but and the kids that spit will see me coming because they know I don't like spitting. But you know, I think it's always just a reflection on where you are and what your own expectations of yourself are, and what your own judgments are, and you know that. And I think that they are our teachers, and I think that they teach you because they teach me anyway, because what they've done over the years is made me self-reflect on, you know, where am I in this picture, you know. And I think if we really are really truly humble, and we really are working from the place where actually we're nothing more than God's channel, and I am a good channel, I get that, you know, then you get out the way, and then, you know, there's not an expectation, there's not a judgment, and, you know, it really gets you to think about how you judge yourself, how you, you know, the expectations you have on yourself, and, you know, and when you start to really, you know, work on that part of you, you get out you learn to be able to get out of the way. In fact, I had a message from Peru this evening from a woman I trained, and she was saying, you know, I'm really struggling with this child, and, you know, he's 6 and he's autistic and he was doing really well, and all of a sudden this month he doesn't want to do anything, and I said to her, well, where are your expectations, you know? It's like, you know, why don't you just come to him as if you've never met him, you don't know him, you don't know what he can or can't do, and just love him. You know, that's probably all he's calling for. And she went, you know,
so
like, oh, how lovely, no expectations, you got it, thank you. You know, and that, you know, because, you know, there's so much expectation on these kids to try and make them something that they're not. And, you know, if we can just accept them for being them and love them for being them, you know, that's where the healing and transformation can take place from. Not when you're trying to make them something that they're not. I mean, I don't want somebody to try and make me something. You know, why would I want to do that to another? Do you know what I mean? So I think it's so, you know, but because society has its own weird way of viewing these beautiful beings, you know, oftentimes, you know, there's a kind of negative that exists around them, you know, an awful lot of the time. And if I lived like that, I would feel really shitty, you know, and then my behavior would probably be vile, actually. So then we wonder, why are they, you know, why is their behavior kicking off? Well, you know, if you love them, I probably, you know, if I was held in a space of love all the time, I wouldn't be kicking off, you know, and I think that's what happens, you know. And they do struggle, and they do have sensory needs. So, you know, going into a classroom where there's 30 other kids and there's too much noise is really hard for them. You know, they hear things differently to us. We used to have a yoga studio by a train track, and, you know, honestly, some of these kids could hear the train 3 stations away.
Wow.
You know, they'd run to the window because they could hear the train. I couldn't hear the train, you know. And, you know, they can, you know, and also kind of visually, it's overstimulating, most classrooms are for these kids. You know, how are they supposed to concentrate when there's so much stuff all over the place, and colours all over the walls, and hanging bits coming from the ceiling? I know, you know, it's nice to make things look pretty, but actually, from a sensory perspective, that's a nightmare. And then you've got those horrible neon lights, and then you've got too many people in too small a space. oh God, you know, if my sensory system was out, I wouldn't want to be in that place. You know, and then be told I have to sit down and I can't fiddle. And, you know, I mean, I think I probably have ADHD because I find it very hard to listen without doing something with my hands, you know. And if I'm doing something with my hands, you know, if I listen to podcasts, I tend to color mandalas at the same time, you know. And then I can really take it in. If I'm not doing that, I'm twiddling, I'm fiddling, I'm fidgeting, you know. But if I've got something I can do and I can doodle or something, then actually I can hear better and I can listen. And I think these kids are the same, but people don't want them fiddling, you know, and trying to get them to sit still. They can't sit still. Their systems don't allow for that. So it's, you know, it's kind of revisiting, you know, what's possible for these kids and listening more to them. And some of them are absolutely brilliant. Honestly, they're brilliant. You know, you see some of these, you know, kids with autism on, you know, what do they call it, America's Got Talent or something, with voices that are just like, you know, make you cry. They're so extraordinary, you know. And then there's these kids who, you know, there was one little boy I was working with a long time ago who has ADHD, and he was in a mainstream school, and it was driving him nuts because he honestly couldn't sit still. So he'd come in after school for yoga, and he'd be fidgeting, you know, and then one day he came in and he said, I have to talk to you about hand blowing, you know, those machines in the toilets that dry your hands. He literally knew exactly how they worked. And he'd figured out how you could make one without the noise.
Amazing.
Wow.
He was six. You know,
Gosh.
but I mean, where does that fit into our education system? Where is anybody going to listen to him? Do you know what I mean? So, and you kind of realize that there's, you know, we need to create a place for them, you know, where they can really truly thrive and reach their fullest potential too. You know.
So where's special yoga going? Where is it going? Where's what's happening in the future?
I have no idea. I think our mission has always been to reach as many children as possible, and I think we're doing a pretty good job at that. I think if we can, you know, when we can create our online platform so that we can reach kids into areas where we can't get to, or, you know, I mean, we get inquiries from literally all over the world, and I can't go everywhere, and the team can't go everywhere, and it's not realistic anyway. Then actually we could be reaching millions of kids, you know, and that for me is impactful. And then I think the whole, you know, idea of being able to get yoga into schools properly in this country from a therapeutic perspective, you know, where the kids are getting what they're, you know, getting their sensory needs met, they're getting their nervous system balanced, so that they can actually thrive and reach their potential, you know, and you know, be prepared in their system to be able to learn.
How wonderful.
Amazing. Well, how lucky and blessed are these beautiful children to have you in life, you know, coming in.
Well, you know, I think I'm more blessed than they are.
Well, I hear that, but just feeling your story, I hear that you feel that, but hearing your story is so inspiring, because I can feel the energy of love that's coming through you, and that's just feels unstoppable in the most beautiful way. That's just like, okay, this has to happen. This is happening. And your love for these children is just pouring through everything you do, or your work. It's just very inspiring.
Yeah,
so
it's beautiful. So Jyoti, you've got a webinar offer.
Yeah, we're going to do a webinar next Monday at 6:30. It's just for an hour, where, you know, kind of, I thought it might be interesting just to share a couple of practices perhaps, and also just to, you know, invite a forum where people can ask questions, you know, because I think people may have some things they want to know, or they want to learn, or I'll chat, or I don't know. We'll see how it goes.
Okay.
Fantastic.
So, and that's
guided for it.
And that's happening via Zoom. We've got the link.
Zoom,
we've got the link in the description. So guys, if you're interested in the work that Jyoti is doing, or curious, or wanna just hang out with her, she's available for an hour. Her time is very precious. She's a very, very busy person. So we are privileged that she's offering. She'll just be there, available for an hour. She'll, as she said, give us some practices to take home. So if you have kids that you feel could benefit from Jyoti's wisdom, then do click on that link next Monday. Did you say 6:30? 6:30.
Oh, I thought if we do it from 6:30 to 7:30, then people can have an hour before you go. Guys,
yeah,
perfect.
Grab a cuppa and then come join us for chanting next week. All the details are in the description, so go check it out. And Jyoti, Thank you so much.
Thank you so much
Well,
for
thank
joining
you.
us.
It's really a privilege to be with you guys.
I love it when we connect every
I
time.
know.
We just have
I was
this
just feeling
lovely
that
connection.
we love hanging out with you.
I know it's mutual.
Yeah.
All
right, lovely.
Let's do some chanting.
Let's do some chanting. We'll let
Yay,
you off the
fantastic.
screen.
We'll be in touch soon. Lots and lots of love.
Okay, very
Well,
good.
hopefully you'll
And to
stay in
you.
chant with us too.
Of course I'm staying.
Lots of love. Bye.
Okay, lots of love to you. Bye, bye, bye.
Yeah.
Ah,
Oh,
beautiful, inspiring.
That was very,
lovely,
very lovely.
Jyoti. Gorgeous,
We
gorgeous.
just love Jyoti.
Mm.
You know, she's one of those people who is truly doing, you know, what, like, you know how we say find your passion, and there's a lot of all that in the industries, self-help and all this. Find your passion, you find lots of books that, you know, Jyoti's actually doing, she's actually been living that for a very, very long time. So if, you know, it is possible to live out what we're meant to do, you know, what we're meant to do. And if you are in doubt what your life path is, well, you know, I know I'm good at so many things, I have so many ideas. There are mantras. Chant them. They will help you. They will clarify things for you. The mantra will help you. On that note, it's mantra time. Mantra time.
Okay.
You're doing a very short meditation. Yes, I'll talk about the mantra. So the green Tara mantra is Om Tare Tuttare.
Om Tare Tuttare
TURE Swaha.
TURE SOHA.
SOHA, exactly. In the Tibetan traditions, their pronunciations are slightly different than Sanskrit, so slightly looser, you know. So Swaha becomes SOHA. So Om Tare Tuttare TURE SOHA.
Om Tare Tuttare TURE SOHA.
Again, the mantra is in the description, so you can just keep checking back in if you get a little bit shaky on the pronunciation. And this mantra is, green Tara is associated with compassion. Now that's a term that not, you know, it's a very broad brushstroke. Everyone has their own version of compassion, right? So the way we like to look at it is, you know, if I, like how Jyoti was describing, you know, just letting things be as they are, not forcing our own agenda on anything or anyone, on any animal. This dog should be like this child should be like this, that bird, that husband, wife, prime minister, president, Trump, this, everything should be like I want it to be. That's not compassion, really. That's just control. That's trying to make myself comfortable, many times at the expense of. So for us, compassion really means let things be and find our own place in that circle of life. You know, just relax in that place and do our bit. So that's my definition of the green Tara. And it's a great. This mantra is very dynamic. It really helps move the energy into another space within ourselves. That is less controlling, less manipulating, less dishonest, you know, all the things that hold us back. This mantra is very good for shifting us dynamically to a more allowing space.
So let's just, we'll do a little, very short meditation. So closing your eyes or lowering your gaze. Might be nice to rest your hands on your body, maybe one on the heart, one on the belly, or as you feel. And then just taking a few easy breaths, feeling the connection of your own two hands on your body, feeling your breath. And really, compassion cannot go to the world outside of us if we're not taking it first inside, allowing ourselves inwardly to be as we are, to love ourselves as we are, So just for a moment, just letting in the possibility of just really, really, really receiving yourself completely as you are this evening, with the love you might offer a dear friend, a close loved one. And within this space of allowing, keeping some connection with yourself, start to feel the awareness of the circle of beings that we are this evening, gathered here through the magical means of technology, connecting with each other energetically in a real way, feeling this circle that we are. And let's all actually take a breath in together. And then we'll make a gentle sigh out the mouth. And we'll begin our mantra now.
So the mantra has a little bit of a melody, and so we'll go with that. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Om Tare Tuttare Ture Swaha. 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 TUTTAARE TURE SWAHA. Om TAARE 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 TUTTAARE TURE TURE SWAHA. Om TAARE TUTTAARE 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 TURE SOHA. 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 journey.
Real journey, epic. Felt
Yeah,
like we
really,
were chanting
yeah.
for hours.
Epic. Really feels like, yeah, like a pilgrimage, like a trek or something in the mountains. Amazing.
Yeah, beautiful.
How is it for you guys? Let us know. What was the experience for you?
Yeah, it's always beautiful to hear people's different journeys that they went on. And many times we see that there are parallels with the mantras that we're chanting, but also within that particular vibration on that day, many different overlapping experiences.
It's quite amazing. It's really. This is quite a moving mantra, isn't it? There are mantras we've done together which are stilling mantras. I mean, they all have a stilling effect, but they're like settling mantras. This one is more of a dynamic. It feels dynamic. So, comments are starting to come in. May is saying, oh wow, the energy was such a lift and sounded so beautiful. Yeah, it's we tried a few harmonies, but it wasn't quite happening.
The harmonies weren't happening. The mantra wanted us to sing unison together.
Yeah, it wasn't quite happening.
It was a together one. I really felt the energy, that compassionate energy, that just all is well and all is welcome. That's what I felt like. All is well and all is welcome, and all is just as it is, and that is perfect. I felt that kind of, beautiful.
That's amazing. Yeah. Ali saying, lovely, thank you. Very energizing and uplifting. Yeah. Yeah, it's very uplifting. Has a real...
Lifting.
And lifting, okay. Yeah.
Rachel. Oh, Rachel's here. Yay. I feel quite emotional this evening. Found it hard to stay focused. Yeah, I understand.
Yeah, the good thing is that you are connected into the the circle, and that should help be, but I also felt your beautiful chanting. Yeah, whereas people have different, like Ali was sharing, I think last week, that she had a slight challenge with it. So we have, I loved your harmonies. Don't know if they were working, but thank you.
Jyoti saying, beautiful energy, I love this mantra, and thank you for inviting me to be with you.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you for your precious time. It was a delight to hear your story and inspirational wisdom of what you're sharing in the world. It's truly very inspiring.
Yeah, inspiring and unique and really
Heartfelt. Goes very well with this mantra, it feels.
Yes, it does. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, I loved your harmonies. Rachel, you're too kind. Too kind. Heather, I agree with Rachel, quite emotional this week. Yeah, you see that people just have these cycles, and one of our visions was to create a hub online, because it's easiest, where we could all come together, and even if we're in our homes, we can connect with our energies, with communicating with each other, so that those of us who are feeling emotional or alone or a little bit like left out or abandoned, whatever the feelings are there, we can come in a community, and we can just they can be seen, they can be acknowledged, and
definitely. Absolutely.
We can be heard.
Absolutely.
And singing is always therapeutic. Chanting, singing is very therapeutic. Helping to clear things that the full moon brought to the surface.
Yeah, it's been quite an emotional moon for many people. I was leading a full moon gong ceremony. Yeah, it can be ceremony. Gathering yesterday, as I do every full moon, and I was just sharing that it could be a bit of an emotional one because it's a Pisces, and many people at the end were saying that that had been their experience this week. So Heather and Rachel, you are definitely not alone.
Lots of clearings going on at the moment. It seems to be entered into a little bit of a cycle of clearing right now for a lot of people. So, you know, be aware of that. Charlotte is saying this felt very grounding for me tonight. I wanted to stop so that you could read it out, and then I couldn't. I just carried on.
He carried on and read it, and then turned to me so that I could respond very quickly in the moment.
Please, someone comment so that she can read it.
It's okay, I don't mind. I don't mind.
Emily said something.
It was nice to hear, Charlotte. That's lovely that it was grounding for you. To hear the different, where it lands in us. Beautiful. Emily says, powerfully healing and soothing, left me with great peace. Thank you. Beautiful.
Thank you for turning up and being a part of the circle. As you guys know, if you're new, this happens every Monday, 8:30 p.m. sharp. We start. We have a guest on, inspirational person who's serving the community, who we can all learn from. We can look up to them, say, if they can do it, perhaps I can do it too. Whatever it is that I might be wanting to do in my life. We can all come together, share our triumphs, our joys, and our weak points, our, struggles. And, it's a nice community that has happened now, and it's growing. So tell your friends if you feel that they would enjoy something like this on a Monday evening. Tell your friends. Let them know that this happens and this is here. So if they would like to just chant.
It's a beautiful way to start off the week. To come together, to feel part of something and to chant together and to share in this way. It's a very, very nourishing way to begin the week for many of us. Yeah. Speaking of special guests, just to entice you and let you know about next week, we've got the wonderful Shiva Roshan with us, who's an amazing teacher, Kundalini yoga teacher, very well known in London, and he's also a healer and does various wonderful trainings and has a beautiful space in Glastonbury as well, beautiful sacred community space. And he will be on sharing his story and his wisdom, and it will be the first man.
First man on the moon.
Shiva in the MMM Illumina meet section.
First man, moon, and the last M. Okay, that it's totally random. Don't worry, keep going.
The first Shiva who's called Shiva.
Oh yeah.
Shiva Roshan.
Yeah.
So he'll be with us next week. So
amazing.
Really looking forward to that.
Amazing. Yeah, we're looking forward to that. And then the week after that, who do we have confirmed? Do we have anyone confirmed? We do have someone confirmed. We'll look it up and let you guys know. So watch out for Shiva Roshan. He is an amazing person, very, very, very powerful, very dynamic person. He's lovely. He's a lovely
Beautiful
personality.
person.
You guys will love him.
Okay.
So, on that note, Lindy Lou, welcome and goodbye.
Just in the nick of time for the last 12 seconds. You've graced us with your presence. Next week. Meet us next week, Lindy Lou.
Yeah.
You'll know Shiva Roshan. He's going to be our guest next week.
Yeah.
So join us then, 8:30 next week. All right,
All
darling
right.
ones. Well, thank you so much for coming. Thank you again, Jyoti, for being with us and blessing us with your amazing presence and time and inspirations. Thank you.
Next week. London peeps, we've got an event coming up in Notting Hill. Check out our events page, book ASAP. It's a intimate concert. Very few. It's not like a big thing at all.
Yeah, it's going to be a
It's
really cozy,
concert
gorgeous
and a meal.
Special feast afterwards made by the hosts, and it's going to be very, very gorgeous. So do come along, and if you're not in London and you know others who would enjoy it, please share with them, and let's gather
together. So it's in the event section, and then we're also in New Forest. So if you're around New Forest areas, check the event section out of
New
the page.
Forest, come to the New Forest with Clara Apollo, us chanting there in the wonderful New Forest.
Yeah.
And all that's happening next month. Everything is on our Facebook page and on our website.
Yeah.
Join us.
JU, join us.
So much love, beautiful ones. I kissed myself.
Bye for now.
Bye.